Welcome.
Stop.
Not too much, man.
Yeah,
Been,
so I was
weeks.
saying to you offline that the transfer portal went live on Monday the 3rd. So, like, it's like a feeding frenzy, and all these schools are trying to be the first one to reach out to the guy as soon as the guy gets in the portal. And it's, there's over 4,000 people in the transfer portal today.
Jesus fucking Christ. I had an interview today to be the head coach of a local college.
How'd it go?
I'm going to get the job. It was kind of a formality. So I just got to decide if I want to do it. So it's a program it's right in my backyard.
Is it the same one we talked about a couple months ago?
Yeah. So they ended up not having a season this year.
Right.
They hired a coach after I turned them down. They hired a coach that ended up quitting before the season even started, and he didn't do a very good job recruiting. So they had like 13 players, something like that, with a 12-game schedule, and they ended up just canceling the season. But I wish they reached out a couple months ago, because it's already too late for me to like recruit high school seniors, So it's going to be a struggle for sure. I've got like 7 ball players right now on the roster, and I got to find another 13 or so. And it's like, where do you find 13 kids that want to play baseball that haven't picked a school yet? So I'm sure there's some, I'll figure it out, but it's going to be interesting for sure. Especially since we want to play in the fall.
You want to have a fall schedule, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So the Yankee Small Conference, the way they operate is they play each other. Each team plays each other 3 times. There's going to be 7 teams this year, so it's an 18-game schedule. And because fields are so hard to come by, like in early April around here, they try to play like 5 or 6 games in the fall that count as the regular season.
Sure. So yeah, so I've seen some NAIA schools do that, where they start their schedule in the fall, late fall, and then they roll it over into the spring.
Yeah,
and they count all the games. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, I
don't know. I will be able to help you.
Yeah, I figured you might, and I reached out to Walter B today and to see if he could help, and he gave me contact info for someone that runs a JUCO school in the area. A really good program that's been around for a long time. And
which school is that?
NECC.
Oh, yeah, Northern Essex, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to reach out to him and see if he's got some spillover that, couldn't make it onto his roster or whatever. And I'll do stuff like that. I'll reach out to Shank and see if, any kids like lost academic scholarships or anything like that. And so, but without scholarships, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. So, but I'm going to go to work.
The good thing is, right, that it's reasonably priced at the school.
Yeah, it costs nothing.
Yeah.
And so, but it's competing against Maine schools like Southern Maine.
Southern Maine Community College.
Yeah, and Central Maine too. And Maine doesn't charge anything for their community colleges, which I don't think Mass does either now.
Really?
But yeah, I don't think Mass charges for community college anymore. And New Hampshire does. So it's gonna be interesting to see if how easy it is to recruit for this, but we'll see. So
I'm sure you'll do great at it. Congratulations whenever it comes.
Yeah, thanks. It's not official, but I think it'll be official before the next time we talk.
Beautiful.
So, yeah. Good stuff. Fun stuff. Unlike our Groundhog Day, I
got to tell you, Jim. So we bagged last week for a couple of reasons, and you hit the nail on the head with your tweet, the pregame tweet. There's not a lot going on.
No, it's just win one, lose one, win one, lose one. So the last time we spoke, they were 26-24. Now they're 31-31. The last time we spoke, they were the second best team ERA in baseball, In the last 2 weeks, that's gone down to 5th best, and they raised their team ERA by like almost half a run. They're still the worst team in baseball defensively. The offense has slipped about a quarter of a run a game, but it's still in the same like ranking MLB wide. It's still like 11th or something like that. And I got it right here in the scroller actually.
Where are they in home runs?
I can tell you real quick. I'm sure it's quite low. Looks like your ad blocker is on. Yes, it is. In home, actually, they're not bad. They're 12th
In baseball or the American League?
in baseball.
Yeah, believe it or not, home runs are down big time in baseball this year.
Yeah, they're way down this year. There's like nobody. They're like, oh, look at these gaudy home run numbers. Like everyone's like 12, 13 home runs or whatever. Like no one's really.
Freddie Freeman hit his 8th today.
Yeah, I mean that's a little low for him. But like even like whatever, Judge, Salvi, Alonso, Harper, guys like no one's like running away.
No one's at 27 or 28,
yeah, no,
right? They're all at
crazy.
18, 17.
Yeah. And you know, that's got a lot to do with approach. And it's got a lot to do with the horizontal pitching, I think.
Well, I think it's got a lot to do with. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of baseball for the last 2 weeks, and there is a lot of guess hitting going on in baseball. Yeah. A lot. Instead of, being 2-0 and looking for your pitch, these guys are guessing 2-0 curveball or 2-0 fastball instead of looking for that pitch and, and popping up. I've seen more pop-ups to the catcher in the last 2 weeks. It's maddening.
Yeah, I'm noticing just a ton of ground balls to the right side.
Rollovers.
A lot of that. And that's what I meant by approach. Like people, they're guessing or they're just sitting waiting for the fastball or they're sitting and waiting for that slider and hoping one hangs. And when it's 2 feet out of the zone, it doesn't matter. They're swinging at it because they're going to swing. They've made up their mind before, the pitch is even thrown. And there's a lot of that baseball wide. And I mean, batting average has shown it. The home run totals have shown it. I don't think pitching's any better this year than it was last year or the year before.
No.
I really don't.
Not with all the guys injured. No way.
Yeah, exactly. So now there's a lot more guys that you've never heard of in Major League Baseball this year. So maybe, guys don't have the book on Skeens or Jared Jones or even Skubal, who was kind of new last year. And a lot of these relievers, like the Isaiah Campbells and the Boozers and the Slaytons and the Weiserts guys, like they weren't around last year. It's like every team's got 4 or 5 of those guys that nobody ever heard of. So because they're just blowing through arms to the point that they're, calling up these indie league pitchers that throw 100 miles an hour and you don't have a book. So it's harder to hit for sure. So I think there's a lot of that going on. But I think
or it could just be bad baseball. There's a lot of guys in the big leagues that shouldn't be in the big leagues.
Yeah.
I think, there's guys being rushed to the big leagues. The Red Sox rosters, look at the Red Sox roster. I mean, there's guys that have lived in AAA that are hitting in the middle of an order for the Boston Red Sox.
They called up that kid, and great for him, the Jake Westbrook kid, the Barrel Man or whatever. Like, I'm so happy for him.
Jamie Westbrook, yeah.
Jamie, yeah. But 11 years in the minors, and he's batting 5th when he gets called up to the Red Sox. 5th.
Yeah. Like,
what are we doing here? So, I mean, in fairness to the Red Sox, to Alex Cora, anyways, he's got 6 of his 9 starters are hurt. So you got Abreu, O'Neill, Vaughn, Grissom, Trevor Story, obviously. Cassis is down, and in Yoshida, I guess if you want to count him. So you get 6 guys that were supposed to be in your starting lineup gone. So you're down to Duran, Devers, and Wong, and everyone else is minor leaguers or, guys that should be in the minor leagues or guys that shouldn't be in baseball right now.
Well, I get it, right? I understand he's playing the cards he's dealt, but that doesn't mean that there's 3 guys in a lineup that should be hitting
before Rafael Devers. No, unacceptable.
Rafael Devers.
Unacceptable that Devers is batting behind Rob Refsnyder and Connor Wong. Totally unacceptable.
Completely unacceptable.
Like your lineup's fucked as it is. You might as well go 1-2 Duran, Devers. So at least those two get the most at bats, guaranteed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to bat Devers third or fourth because it's it's Rob Refsnyder. It's Connor, and Connor Wong's having a nice season, and so is Refsnyder's probably hitting 300 too, but he's only playing against lefties.
Yeah, but those guys bring those. There's no fear in those guys.
No,
right?
no,
they don't.
No power
Okay, what are they gonna do? They're gonna hit a ball over the shortstop's head and in front of the left fielder for a single. That's it. There's no. They don't pose any fear, or they don't pose any problem to the pitching staff. No one wakes up in the morning and the manager says for the White Sox, like tonight, we can't let Connor Wong or Refsnyder be the guy that beats us tonight.
No one's thinking that. There's no one that's doing their homework on how to beat those guys. So God bless Devers. He's putting up some serious fucking numbers the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. We're in June. Let's see what happens. He's gonna after this weekend. The iron comes into town.
Yeah. I mean, we've been saying that though. We thought that the Braves would smoke them, and the Braves.
Well, they've taken 3 out of 4, right? And in the two game series. I mean, they've taken 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
The good teams that they've faced, they've got beat.
Yeah, they're 10 games below 500 against winning teams, and 10 games above 500 against losing teams.
Yeah, and good for them for beating the teams they're supposed to beat. But you know what? You got to beat the teams. You got to play better than how they're playing against the good teams. But if you want to be a playoff guy, I don't think John Henry, I don't think Craig Breslow, I don't think any of them really gives 2 shits whether they make the playoffs or not. All right, and then they're going to say in October that next year's the bridge year in 2026, with all of our superstar draft picks and prospects are going to be in the big leagues. That's the year we're going to go for it. See you then.
Well, I've been saying that for 2 years, that 2026 was the year. Did you hear Sam Kennedy's comments?
No, I won't even, and I think I probably should be paying more attention to Sam Kennedy, his interviews. I won't even listen to him because they're just lies.
Yeah, he's so full of shit. So he was on the morning show on EEI, which I couldn't listen to more than 5 minutes of it. So I just listened to the clips afterwards because that show is completely unlistenable. But he was on, and he said that he feels that with the talent that's on this roster, that they have underperformed so far this year. So he has basically set it up so that the blame is on Cora and the players and not the front office that put this stupid fucking roster on the field.
So there's your answer to who's going to be managing next year. It's not going to be Alex.
No fucking way. It's not after that comment. No way. There's no way Cora wants to work for a guy that's going to throw him under the bus like that. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And and I don't think Cora's done any great job this year, and I don't think the players have done any great job this year. But it's a pretty shitty team, and it's been a shitty team for 4 or 5 years now, and they've been building a shitty team for 4 or 5 years now. And it's all in the front office. It's mostly on Bloom, quite frankly. But the idiots in the front office hired Bloom and allowed Bloom to do what he did for 3 years. And the team's where it is right now because of the front office. So for Sam Kennedy to do that, he's deflecting the blame off of himself and the new shiny piece, which is Craig Breslow and Andrew Bailey. So I think Andrew Bailey is the next coach of this team. I do not think it's Veritek.
I don't. Pitchers don't make good managers.
I agree. And it should be Veritek. I agree. I just don't think it's going to be Veritek. I don't think he's got the demeanor to deal with this shit. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to go and be a puppet for the front office.
No, he wants to take.
Right.
You're right. He wants to take the analytics and throw them through the fucking window and say, "Hey, we're going back to the old school way, boys. We're going to hit fungos in infield. We're not going to throw, hit ground balls with pitch machines. We're gonna take live BP. We're gonna do the things that we used to do when we were winning championships.
We're gonna play baseball.
We're gonna play baseball.
Yeah.
And There's a place for the nerds in this business. It's not on the field. It's not making out lineups, and it's certainly not picking players. Let them take their analytics software and do the shit that they do, and come up with hypotheses and ideas and recommendations. But let the baseball people have the final say. The world will be a better place, especially here in Boston.
Yeah, although I do want to say I saw Tech out in the bullpen working with Connor Wong before a game, and the bullpen before a game used to just be the starting pitcher. It was about the starting pitcher getting loose and getting warmed up, but Tech was out there with Wong, and Wong had the strap on his wrist that he's tethered to his waist or whatever, and he's practicing. Tech's giving him one hoppers, and Wong's doing this thing, bringing the glove up and catching the one hoppers. And that made my head hurt a little bit because it seemed like Tech was buying into that bullshit. And then he was waving one of those stupid fucking like pool noodles during a bullpen session. He was like waving one in front of Connor Wong while he was catching. Just like, what are we doing here, Tech?
Like you saw that like on game day?
Yeah, on like 5 minutes before first pitch.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what are we working on this right now for? Like, this is unbelievable. And I wonder if Wong asks for it, or if someone, in the front office is like, this is how the catchers are going to train, or what. I just, it hurts my head to think that Tech has bought into that. So I hope that's not the case. But I saw that, and it made me almost cry. So
maybe, maybe Tech's buying into this shit. I don't know, man. I gotta believe that he's just being a good soldier. I hope that he's just being a good soldier. How's that?
Me too. Very much so. Injury.
Speaking of Alex Cora, there's some rumblings out on the West Coast in L.A. about David Roberts.
He's not going anywhere.
Well, I think at the end of the year would be when it happens. He's not going to leave. He won't get fired, but they're underperforming a little bit out there. I mean, they're just going through
a little bit. You had the Yankees and the Dodgers as destinations for Cora, but if they both finish in first place, are they going to fire their managers?
Well, yeah. Well, if they don't win the World Series in L.A., they got to do something. They got a paper mache World Series in the COVID year.
That's a pretty shit roster right now, though.
Really?
After the top four in the lineup, they've got garbage in the lineup. I mean, Max Muncy and Gavin Lux and Chris Taylor and Kike Hernandez, and after Ohtani, Freeman Betts, and Will Smith, and Will Smith sucks right now too. After those four, they've got nothing in the lineup. And the rotation's all pieced together by guys that have been hurt or rookies. And
well, they got the Japanese guy. He's throwing the shit out of it.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Walker Buehler just came back.
He's been
right.
So I haven't looked at their rotation in the last couple of weeks, but they're going through like the Miller kid and some other rookies and dealing with some injuries and stuff, and they've got no closer really. They're
underperforming. Well, you've seen the rumors about Jansen going back there.
Oh, let him, please.
Right.
Like, why is he here? I don't understand. Like, he doesn't want to be here. He clearly doesn't want to be here. He's made that abundantly clear at this point, and we're clearly going nowhere. So why wouldn't you get something for him? Because you could get something, like whatever, some fringe top 30 prospect or whatever the fuck. You never know. You might luck out and get another Connor Wong or something.
Or maybe Connor Wong's was a nice little addition. I'm not looking for another Connor Wong.
No, I you know what I mean though. I mean like a guy that you really didn't expect to be like an all-star or whatever, but he's here still a few years later. You never know what you might get for Kenley Jansen if you get some prospects.
Right.
So if you're doing your scouting properly, which I don't trust this organization to do it all because they've completely fucked that up in the last 5 years too.
Yeah.
So it's not great. And these the Red Sox are completely just injured, wild injuries. I mean, Willie Abreu twisting his ankle, walking into the dugout after a celebration.
So just so you know, the Red Sox players have been complaining about the steps in the dugout at Fenway for years.
Yeah,
that they're too narrow and they're too steep because they don't go out at all.
Yeah,
they're old concrete steps.
Yeah, someone of the Braves took a digger this week too.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't get hurt, but they had the camera on him, like going back in after a run scored or whatever, and he just right down the stairs, and then his teammates were laughing at him or whatever.
Right.
How do you not fucking fix that? You're the Boston Red Sox. Really? Like you can't fix the fucking stairs in the dugout?
They spent $400 million in renovations, and they left the stairs for the home team's dugout to be shit.
It's unbelievable. I hate the fucking stadium, anyways. Like
I hate Fenway Park.
It's the worst. And the people that think it's the best place in the world, you know what? Go there and watch some games because it's uncomfortable. And what are you drinking there? It looks like my spit water.
It's just
tea or something. Yeah.
Peach tea.
Nice.
Peach tea water.
It's uncomfortable. It's dirty. It smells. The seats don't fit the way. The seats are too small. There's no fucking the place sucks. Just burn the place to the ground, or turn it into a fucking museum, or let Boston College play there, or whatever it is. It's time. It's time to fucking move on and get with its changing times and build a stadium. Look at what Tampa Bay is building. The thing's beautiful.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Rays are gonna have a better stadium than the Boston Red Sox in a few years.
If you're not Dennis Drinkwater, you don't have a good seat.
Is he still going to every game?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'll be there. Yeah, he'll be there tonight. Yeah.
Really, he gave me his tickets once. When I was a chef, he used to come to my restaurant almost every night up in Beverly Farms, and he used to hand out his tickets all the time to the staff. He's a nice guy.
Nice guy.
Yeah, pretty full of himself, but
yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this Red Sox team, they should win. They listen. If you want to make me a believer, sweep the White Sox. Sweep them. Just sweep them.
They should.
For the record, I hammered the over 6 of Tanner Houck strikeouts tonight. I hammered it.
I did not. I haven't gambled. I haven't gambled in a week because I went on a really bad cold streak, and I said, you know what? I need a little break here. So what are my matchups? MLB.com doesn't have the pitching matchups on the schedule.
Really?
Yeah. Where do you get them? ESPN?
I get them on ESPN.
I hate using ESPN for anything.
I'm trying to. I said to my son this morning. He came into my office and I got ESPN on that show. Get Up, Get Started, whatever it is. And
unwatchable.
It's unwatchable.
So bad.
It's just.
I haven't watched ESPN in 5 years, probably. I have no desire to watch ESPN at all. While I'm looking that up, how are the Navigators doing?
So the Navigator season started on Tuesday with an opening day matinee game at 11 a.m. Kids Day. We had 1,450 kids at the game.
Nice.
It was a good day. The Navs pitched a 4-0 shutout. We struck out 11 and walked none, and hit a batter. And we gave up one hit. A sun-drenched single fly ball to left field kept us from a combined no-hitter.
That sucks. But nice.
But, I'm glad we didn't throw a no-hitter in the first game,
Because then the season's downhill from there.
That's right. But we threw 5 guys. The starter went 5, and then we threw in a reliever for each of the last 4 innings, and they all were 93 or higher in their outing. So, and then we lost. Yeah, so we lost last night up in Keene. We lost 6-4.
Up in where?
We played up in Keene last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a team in Keene.
Yeah, the Swamp Bats. They've been up there 100 years.
Huh.
We were up 2-1 after 5. Our starter threw 5 innings, struck out 7 or 8. We ran into some trouble in the 6th, and then we pitched well the last 3 innings. We lost, and Ended up losing 6-4 with a tie and run, and tie runs on base in the ninth. So we got washed out tonight. We go to North Adams tomorrow, and then we got a big home opening ceremony Saturday at 5 against the Bristol Blues coming to town.
Nice. Saturday at 5, huh?
Saturday at 5 at historic Fraser Fields.
Maybe I'll take the family down.
Let me know.
Yeah. No, I don't need to let you know. You do your thing. I got the picture.
Let me know. You're not going to pay to get in. I can tell you
that.
that.
No, I'll pay to get in. I'll support the North Shore Navigators.
You can support them at the beer stand. I'll pay for you to get in. How's that?
All right. We'll talk. Maybe, but we don't have any plans Saturday afternoon, so maybe we'll do that.
It's a 5 o'clock start. So
nice. We got Houck versus Woodford today. Woodford's a reliever turn starter.
Have you seen that? Yeah. Look at the ERAs for the White Sox starters this week.
I'm sure it's not great.
You got the Garrett Crochet's pitcher tomorrow. He's the only one that's good.
And he's a reliever as well.
Is he? Yeah, he's a
6.23 tonight.
That might be one of the better ones.
That bad, huh? Who's this? Nastrini against Bello?
Yes, Saturday.
On Saturday, and then Flexen. I love Flexen. Every time I see you, did you watch The Sopranos?
Seen it 100 times. What? How's this? I'm watching it again right now. We just started it. We just went through it and finished it in March. And my wife and I are watching again. I've seen The Sopranos front to back 6 times. This would be the 7th. Second.
Yeah, I'm probably right around there too. So every time I see Chris Flexen on the mound, I think of the Richie Aprile. Yeah, Flexen.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Every single time, Richie Aprile is in my head.
So Richie Aprile, and we're watching it now again, and Richie Aprile just backed over and drove over Beansy 3 times.
That show's so fucking good, and we're never going to see anything like that ever again.
Never. No way. They wouldn't even let that show on TV again. No,
not unless you had, like a couple, transgender characters, and made sure that there was, some black mobsters and some female mobsters, and you had to, be fair and even, and you couldn't make any racial jokes or anything like that. So, yeah, that show could never play today. But
no,
best show in the history of the earth.
No, right. But yeah, so Beansy got run over 2 nights ago with us. So
that's awesome. Yeah, Flexen.
Yeah,
I'll be thinking that on Sunday.
It's so funny. I will say this. I do think that the Red Sox are treading water, so to speak. And
yeah, they've done a great job considering the roster.
You got, and it's gonna make it difficult for Henry. It's gonna force Henry to make a move and to pick somebody up. If they don't make a move and pick somebody up, at the deadline or before, August and September are going to be brutally bad around here. Because in August and September, the good teams win, right? They turn up the volume a little bit. The good teams are going to win in August and September, which means that the September swoon with the Red Sox is 100% in effect right now.
So I think it all hinges on the starting rotation. So right now you've got, to this point, one of the best starting rotations in baseball. Pivetta, Houck, Criswell, Bello, Crawford, all performing at least okay.
Up to this point, yes.
But the last 2 weeks, they have had the highest ERA in baseball as starters.
Correct.
So it kind of hinges on, are they going to keep trending back toward the middle where we thought they'd be? Or are they going to stay healthy? Or are they really as good as they've been the first half of the season? And I don't have faith that Pivetta is going to stay healthy after the forearm injury at the beginning of the year. I don't have faith that Crawford's going to stay healthy because he hasn't proven to do it yet in the major leagues. And Bello has never pitched over, 150 innings in his career, including the minors. So, and Criswell's never pitched more than 150 innings. So it all hinges on that. So this month, the next 40 games or so, mid-July, we'll see where that rotation stands. And that's going to determine whether or not we have to add or whether or not we're just going to sell.
Well, Houck's like 3 or 4 starts away from being at a career high in innings pitched. That's in June. That's by the end of June.
Yeah. So he missed time last year because of the facial injury. So that's that's a freak injury. It's not like wear and tear in the arm or anything like that. But still, this is going to be more than he's ever done. And he's, shown some chinks in the armor the last couple of weeks. So I don't know. I don't think that right now he's third in odds to win the Cy Young Award.
Houck.
Houck, he's third.
Well, he's not going to win it because you're going to have to throw 160, 170 innings to be even considered as a starter.
And I think they're going to have to back off his innings pretty soon. You're going to start seeing.
I think they're just going to ride him like Seabiscuit and crack the whip. And when he goes down, he goes down.
They've been pretty conservative with his innings.
And yet he's still almost at a career high.
Which is wild, yeah. So I don't have faith, but they have surprised me this far, so I can't completely rule them out.
Correct. I'm with you on that. Have you seen the lineup for tonight?
Same as the lineup the last 3 nights.
Emmanuel Valdez is batting second tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Rob Refsnyder is batting third. Tyler O'Neill's batting fifth.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Duran, Valdez, Refsnyder, Devers, O'Neill, Dominic Smith, Connor Wong, David Hamilton, Ceddanne Rafaela. Yeah, that's it's not a major league lineup, man.
It's awful. It's honestly it's awful.
Duran. Okay, so Rafaela is not the shortstop anymore.
Apparently not. No. I heard Cora may say that that Hamilton's made the adjustment to being comfortable at the big league level, and he's adjusted to the speed of the game, and he's the shortstop going forward. I did hear him say that, and they're just going to leave Rafaela in center field.
And they don't care that he can't hit.
He can't hit big league pitching.
No, I mean he's hitting 273, which is stunning to me.
Oh, you mean Hamilton? I was talking about Rafaela.
No, I'm talking about Hamilton. He can't hit either. I mean, every time I look at the TV, he's striking out, but somehow his average isn't terrible.
Yeah, it is. He's hitting 210, right?
No, he's hitting 273.
Oh, Hamilton or Rafaela?
I'm talking Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton. Yeah, but how many at bats?
Yeah, only 109 plate appearances. So it's still a small sample for him. And he struck out better than I thought. Jesus. He's only struck out 27 times in 109 appearances, which is way more than I thought. But he doesn't walk. So
yeah, I would bet
he's hitting singles or he's striking out pretty much.
Yeah, I would bet he's going to be an 85% singles hitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got 1 home run, probably 2 home runs. So
how many doubles?
5.
Yeah. So
that's all he's got, and he shouldn't be in a major league lineup, and he's certainly not a major league shortstop. I don't care what adjustments he made.
No.
Unless the adjustment he made was turning himself into Nomar Garciaparra or whatever. He's not a major league shortstop. So that's kind of disappointing. They moved the kid there. Now he's back. It's really hard for Rafaela to build any kind of confidence and get any kind of rhythm going at the plate when he's bouncing around the field like that, right? I mean, hitting is so much confidence and so much mindset. When you don't know what position you're playing every day, that takes a toll on young players anyways. Like a guy like Brock Holt or, whoever, like they know they're a utility player and they know what their role is. Like they're more comfortable with that.
Sure.
But a guy like Rafaela, who's young, 23 years old, 24 years old, doesn't know what his role is, trying to carve his way out in the MLB. It would help his confidence a lot if they said, you're the shortstop, you're the center fielder, but just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And
it's so he's hitting what, 210?
If that, yeah. 202.
202. So now he's been told he's going to be the center fielder the rest of the year.
Seems it.
Okay.
Which means that O'Neill's your DH for the rest of the year? Assuming Abreu comes right back?
Yeah, I mean, Ref Snyder isn't right tonight, for Christ's sakes.
Well, Abreu's hurt.
Right, he's going to be gone, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, they said he'd be right back after the 10 days. So they were confident that he'd be back. It wasn't a bad sprain.
And obviously they're not comfortable with putting O'Neal in the outfield right now.
Because of his knee.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And what about Sadahara Mashida?
They said he's coming back soon. He started a rehab or whatever, but I don't think they're going to be rushing him back.
He's not even hurt.
I don't think he's hurt.
He's got a phantom. So he's got a thumb injury. If you asked him which hand, he wouldn't tell you. He wouldn't know.
Yeah. Then he'd start like limping or something.
That was like when Manny goes, yeah, I get hit on the hand, and he put his hand up, and then it was his other hand he got hit on, and then he hit two home runs that game. So go figure. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna rush him back. I think they're gonna slow play that, and maybe try to dump him if they can.
Where the Boston Park League?
If they take him,
he would probably hit 4th or 5th for mass envelope in the Boston Park
League. Yeah. Quite possibly. So yeah, more of the same. Bullpen has been much more shaky. We were really high on Weissert and Zach Kelly and some of these other guys. For the first half of the season, they've come back down to earth big time. Martin's gone. Martin just went on. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that, and unfortunately, it's sad that guys that have to go through that stuff. I mean, he's obviously dealing with some shit and some demons, right? I mean, it's sad to hear. Is that
a new thing though? Because I've never heard that before from him.
Yeah, and you figure you thought that would be the last thing that would happen to a guy that's been around the block a few times.
Yeah, I was kind of confused because like you figured you would have known that there was something going on there before this point. Because he's like 38 or something.
Right.
So yeah, wish him well and everything, but that sucks because he was like the only guy that was really throwing well.
And what really sucks is that's forcing, in my eyes, Andrew Bailey to keep Jansen around a little while longer.
Yeah. I mean, you don't unless you want to give Slayton and Weissert the ball in the 8th and 9th innings and see what they got, which I suppose you could try, or Bernardino even. I mean, Bernardino's been fine. He's been really good actually.
He should be the all-star of this team. Him and Devers.
Yeah, he's not going to make the all-star team, but it'll be.
Really? Have you seen his? Oh, you've seen his numbers. I mean,
I'm looking at him right now. Yeah, he's very good.
Fantastic year.
Yeah, but for a reliever to make an all-star team, you kind of have to have saves.
Okay. What is his ERA?
0.72.
How many appearances?
25 innings pitched.
And what's his whip?
0.8.
He's been unfreaking believable.
Lights out. No doubt. He's not going to make an all-star team.
No, he probably won't. You're right. He probably won't. But he's more than
Houck will make the all-star team.
Houck will make the all-star. He's yes. Houck will make the all-star team, and Devers will make the all-star team. So
possibly Duran.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but possibly.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Who knows? I mean, the offense is down all around baseball, so who really knows?
I don't know. I'm on the Duran train though. I'm even if you can see, I'm growing out.
Well, look at you going a little. You got the little lettuce back there.
Yeah. It's my Duran hair. I'm growing it out.
You're really on the Duran train, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Welcome aboard.
I'm doing that for my guys, my players.
Welcome aboard.
They're digging it.
You run the bases like them by any chance?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just like them.
Hey, let's before we tie off this thing tonight. I would like to talk about the prospects down in AA specifically.
Sure.
And my guy Marcelo Meyer.
He's great.
And he's healthy, right?
Yeah, he's healthy. He's having a great season. I'm gonna pull up the stats here.
He's in the top 10 in the Double A in a lot of categories.
I'm sure he is. I mean, he's having a fantastic. They're all having great years.
Yeah, Anthony's having a good year, and Teal had a good month. He didn't have a great April, but he had a good May.
Yeah, there was a bunch of talk yesterday about, is Teal going to get promoted to Worcester, and he's not ready.
No,
he hasn't been for a fucking year yet. Like, people need to chill out on these prospects being moved up the line. I mean, Teal's batting 300 with 6 bombs and 11 doubles.
Yeah, he had a good May. He did not have a great April. He had a good May.
Yeah, where's Nick York?
He got promoted.
York? Oh yeah, I saw him playing today for. Did you see the stupid fucking thing the Woo Sox had on today?
No.
They were the oat milkers. I didn't get it. I don't understand why they were the oat milkers. I think it was just an ad for oat milk, but they were wearing uniforms that they were the oat milkers.
Really?
Yeah. Are we doing that now? Like, sponsors are paying for a team to change their name for a day?
I can be bought.
Yeah, I suppose. I've never seen anything like that though in pro baseball.
No.
I mean, I've seen, they do the Spanish Day, they do, like kind of like the Sea Dogs will do the Alsace du Maine, and they'll, with the moose or whatever, or they'll do the throwbacks and stuff like that. But I've never seen like a name being bought for a day by an ad company, So I think it was Oatly was the company. So yeah, they were wearing that today. But I saw Nick York. He had a good game today. Sort of the Sogard kid.
Sogard got promoted too, right?
Yeah, he's in AAA. Anthony's only 245 with 4 home runs and 11 doubles through 182 plate appearances.
Right.
So, yeah, he's got some work to do. He's only 20. So
he's a puppy.
Let's pump the brakes. And then your boy, 304, 6. They all have 6 bombs. 304, 6 bombs, and 21 doubles.
How many triples?
0.
Okay.
Yeah,
so he's got how many hits?
61 hits and 224 plate appearances.
So one of the barometers that pro scouts use when scouting players, even professional players, is the percentage of extra base hits to total hits. So when you're over 40% in your total hits and your average is over 270, that's good.
Yeah, he's great, but he's 21, and there's no need to bring him to Worcester because he's not going to see better pitching in Worcester. So like it would just be a formality if they did bring him up at this point.
He's going to AAA soon.
You think so?
I do.
I hope not. I like him being in Portland because I can go up and see him.
Yeah, sure. I'm selfishly I understand that, but I think he's proven that he can hit AA pitching.
Yeah, I just think the AA pitching is better than AAA pitching.
Even last year when he was healthy, I heard in the offseason somebody talk about Meyer and they had 2 sets of statistics. One when he wasn't healthy and one when he was healthy. When he was healthy,
off the charts.
He smashed them, even last year. But he was healthy for 20% of the season. So his numbers were off the charts skewed. But as a healthy prospect, he's a legitimate everyday big league shortstop. He's never going to be a superstar defensively, but the fucker.
He's got a lot of errors.
But he hits.
Yeah, he's got 9 errors already.
Yeah, but he hits. And I think a lot of those errors are throwing errors, if I'm not mistaken. So
I'm not sure.
Which can be corrected. I do think at long term, he would be maybe best served as a third baseman.
Yeah, there's been some rumblings about that. As a matter of fact, I think he started at third a couple times in the last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they slid him over. I don't know who they're putting it at shortstop from that lineup. maybe York. Oh, they got Lugo there, so probably Lugo.
Okay. Yeah.
So because we've got 1,000 young shortstops. So the Red Sox on right now.
Nah, yeah, it just started. Yeah.
I'm watching the Braves right now. They're terrible
The Braves. They're
since
all
they lost
banged up.
Acuna.
They're all banged up.
Yeah, well, I mean they lost Acuna and Strider.
Kalenic got hurt last night. Strider's gone.
Kalenic got
gone
hurt
for
last
the year. Yeah, Kalenic left the game.
That sucks. He was playing pretty well too.
He was.
They stole him.
Yeah, but his time was up in Seattle.
Yeah, he needed to change the scenery for sure.
So he just needed a fresh start, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think the Braves will bounce back though. They're too good. They're too good not to.
Well, and their front office is not going to allow for that team to be down for too long.
The one thing I don't understand with them right now, they've got Fried, Sale, Morton, and Lopez, as 4 out of their 5 starters healthy. And they've been going through Kerr and Vines and Elder and Swellenbach and AJSS rather. I don't understand. They've been doing like a 6-man rotation, even though they don't have 6 healthy starters. So it's a little weird because they get their 4 good pitchers and then they're giving away essentially 2 games every turn through the rotation with this Vines kid or this Kerr kid or whatever. And Schwellenbach, they just called up from Double-A. He's getting tattooed because he's not ready.
Right.
So I don't really understand why they're giving their other 4 guys extra rest right now when they probably don't need it.
Well, they're probably gearing up for the last 2 months of the year to go 40-20.
I hope so, but they've done this like 5 trips through the rotation now, which is like
maybe that's why Sale's been so good. Who knows?
He sucked his last time out.
Yeah, but that's so someone else said I was talking to a buddy of mine. I'm like, you have seen Chris Sale? And he goes, he sucked the other day, and I'm like, yeah, the team he's playing, those guys are getting paid too.
Yeah. Oh no, I know. He's had a great season. I can't even shit on him, but when he has an outing that bad, you have to wonder if he's feeling something.
And that was Twins, right? Was it Twins? Yeah. So pretty
bad lineup.
So the Twins have seen Sale for the last 5 years. So
they saw him. Oh no one's been around that long. I was gonna say he was in the Central before that.
Yeah, not of the Twins.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to give the other team credit. You just don't have good shit, or you're tipping pitches. Or someone knows something and about you tipping pitches, and the other teams that you've been pitching against don't know anything. There's reasons why shit happens, and besides just having not feeling good, right? So if it happens another 2 or 3 times, then I think you gotta maybe be concerned. But he's been fucking lights out.
He's been great. He's in the Cy Young conversation right now.
So with him, if he was with the Red Sox, let's say he did the same thing with the Red Sox. The Red Sox got to be 5-6 games over 500.
Yeah, probably. Right? My wife just texted me. Bottom of the 3rd, and would have had the over for the Dodgers game if I had done it, but I talked her out of it.
Freddie Freeman did a 3-run home run at the top of the 1st inning.
Yeah, I talked her out of the over in that game today. That's how bad I've been at gambling. I got my wife placing fucking bad bets now.
She should just fade you.
She should at this point. It's
you should put some stuff out there, and I'll fade you.
Yeah, that's true. I'll get back to it tomorrow. I just like
the peer pressure.
There was like a week where I went like 1-12 or something like that. I'm like, how are you possibly that bad betting baseball? When I hadn't lost money, and I'm still up in the year, which is fine, but I don't know how you get that bad without some kind of bad juju or something. So I just took a break because I didn't want to like lose people money and then start fucking hearing it. So, all right, man.
All right, pal. It was nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
What do you like? Do you like the Celtics in this series?
I do. I don't think it's going to be a walkover, though. I think there's going to be 2 games where Doncic dominates and Tatum disappears. Because
I think it's Celtics in 6. I don't think anybody gets blown out. I think all games will be under 10. I do like the Celtics plus minus the 6.5 tonight.
I took the minus 6.5 tonight, and I got Derek White 2+ 3-pointers. I've got Drew Holiday 10+ points, and I've got Doncic with a double tonight. And Jaylen Brown first basket. I get that too.
He scored the first basket in like 21 games this year.
Yeah, and last year it was always Smart. Smart always got the first basket last year, but he's done it quite a bit this year. So I did him tonight. So no, I think it'll be a good series. It'd be fun to boo Kyrie, and it'll be the first time I actually watch the NBA this year because it's just a completely unwatchable product.
It really is. Although I would say in the playoffs, the officiating has been better. There's been less nonsense, but still, I think this is going to be this first game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I'm going to like 129, 122, 120.
Yeah, probably. I think the whole series will be.
But Dallas likes to slow it down and keep the ball in Luka's hands for 20 seconds.
They have to.
And the Celtics, the Celtics should run up and down the court for 48 minutes tonight.
They're not going to. They're going to jack up threes left and fucking right because that's what got them there. But I think that's the only thing that the Maverick can do is defend the perimeter. So, I mean, they don't have the big men to match up with Porzingis and Horford. So they should be running up and down and going to the basket. But
right.
I don't think they will. I think they'll stick to their game plan and just jack up threes all over the place.
Probably right.
And there's gonna be a couple games where they're not falling and they lose.
Yeah.
So I hope they win it. I want a parade. We haven't had a parade in way too long here.
Been too long.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, maybe next week we'll be talking about that.
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
All right. I'll let you know if I can come down on Saturday with the family.
Let me know.
All right. I'll talk to you.
See ya.
Bye, bud.